It's been a year since the formation of the National Financial Ombud, and you find us today just here marking a milestone as they are set to release a report that will give us a sense of how consumers are faring within the economy. And you find them just talking about the amalgamation or merger of this industry bodies here, looking at the Ombudsman solving for the consumers. Here you find most of them in the insurance sector, in the banking sector, and those that are in the loan sector looking at insurance and the likes, trying by all means to really come through for the consumer in terms of some of those activities that may see them really hard done. I'm going to bring into the conversation now one of the persons that is very important here where this event is concerned, Rosha Masetti, who's coming through as a lead ombud in the banking sector. Who'll just give us a sense of really how we find ourselves here and how the measure has been, because a lot of people were kind of confused in terms of why we find ourselves with the measure. But we see you saying a year later, there have been those milestones and reflections since we find ourselves here with the release of this report. Welcome to the SABC, Naresha. Just give us a sense of how we find ourselves here and how important was it that we see that measure happening?
Thank you very much. I think the important word you mentioned is reflection. So I think today is a day of reflection. It's just been just over a year since the amalgamation of the 4 financial ombuds. The need for the amalgamation is to create greater clarity amongst consumers in terms of access to an ADR body. I think today is very important because we get to look back. We get to look back in terms of how we overcame the challenges that a large-scale amalgamation poses, like we went through last year, and we get to look back at our wins, our teachable moments, how much did we recover for consumers, what are the big issues in the respective industries, looking forward, where should our attention be? So it's those kind of things in this that we'll be considering in this momentous occasion.
And maybe just give us a sense of how important was it that we see the merger happening here, where this industry bodies working in silos. We saw that merger coming through in terms of the formation of the National Financial Ombud. Just remind our listeners the importance of seeing this merger come through.
I think, previously as individual bodies prior to the amalgamation, they did great work. We had great wins and they were very successful in their own right. But I think the merger now is important because if you look at where the regulator wants to take this in terms of access to consumers and having a one-stop shop to eliminate any confusion and make access more easy for South African financial consumers, that's what we've achieved by merging the 4 financial ombud schemes.
But thank you very much for your time. Narita Masetti coming through here, just giving us a sense of some of the activities, and you hear behind me that they are about to start, but here we'll see them releasing a report that will give us a sense of the work of the National Financial Ombud in the year 2024.